Toyota may finally, after years, be giving us a turbocharged 86 from the factory. And well, after all this time, the fans are angry. I didn't really see that coming, but I should have by this point. No one's ever happy, so in today's episode of Never Listen to Your Fans, because we never know what we want either episode of Radium Car News, let's get into it. Hello guys, welcome to another video. If you are new here, I am Project Radium, or Wyatt. If you are a returning viewer, welcome back. I always love to see you guys here. Today we're kind of doing something a little bit different. If you guys haven't been able to tell from the channel, I'm quite a bit of a car nerd. I can't get enough of cars no matter how many cars are in my life. So I just happen to be on the pulse of car news quite often. And well, I've never really discussed it in this channel. I do want to discuss the new news about the new 86, the third generation 86, the updated 86, yada, yada, yada. So, if you guys are not up to date, Subaru has released saying that at the end of 2025, Subaru will no longer be supplying Subaru motors to Toyota. Well, what does that mean? That means, Toyota can no longer use the Toyota Boxers in their one of their most popular sports cars at the very moment, if not the most popular sports car at the moment, their Toyota GR86 that shares the same platform with the Subaru BRZ. So, big blunder there. What is Toyota going to do? Are they going to pull the plug on the GR86, or are they going to plop a new motor in there? Well, looks like they're going to plop a new motor in there. Because why would they let their cash cow die, right? But before we really get into that, I do want to discuss exactly a little tiny history on what exactly is the 86. Why is it important? And why is this kind of such a big deal that they're going with maybe a turbocharged hybrid option in the near future? And why this is causing such an outrage to some people. So back in 2012, when Subaru and Toyota came together to make a sports car, its main pillars were pretty much what the AE86 was in the day, but let's be fair, better. The AE86 wasn't all that great until a certain manga came out and an anime that made it just a little bit popular. But the pillars stayed the same, of a lightweight, two-door, rear-wheel drive, front-engine car that did not make a ton of power but was extremely engaging, super fun to drive, and had a lot of potential, especially if you knew how to drive it. Of course, the A86 had a inline four-cylinder made by Toyota, but in 2012, when they made the Subaru BRZ, the Toyota GT86, and the Scion FRS, which is what this car is right here. This is a 2013 Scion FRS that is badged to be a GT86. You almost can't notice it unless you look at the steering wheel, because all other badges are Toyota on this car. These cars came with everything it needed to be. It was a two-door, rear-wheel drive, lightweight, like 2,900 pounds, 28, 27, 3,000. There's a lot of ranges depending on which one you wanted to get here. 6-speed manual if you got the manual version, which you should have. But the big Achilles heel for most, huge fan for others, is the flat four-cylinder made by Subaru, also known as the Boxer. And it was a 2-liter naturally aspirated motor that made basically 200 horsepower to the crank and around 151 foot-pounds of torque. So not by any means a fast car, but it didn't really need to be. But really the biggest complaint with these cars were its power. but many people overlooked them because these cars were a blank canvas for you to do anything with them, whether that be slam them on their nuts, track them, street car, drift car, whatever you wanted, motor swap it, turbocharge the Boxer if you wanted to, anything of that nature. But really, its biggest complaint was the powertrain being that Boxer and having a really, really bad dip in torque in the mid-range RPM. So, 2021 came along, the second Gen 86 and second Gen BRZ came to fruition. The Scion has been axed. Rest in peace. Scion came with a new Boxer. And to some people's dismay, some people liked it, some people didn't. The super crowd enjoyed the Boxer yet again. But to be fair, it was a more potent engine, that is for sure. Instead of a 2-liter, they bumped the displacement up to 2.4, making it an FA24, making 128 horsepower and 184 foot-pounds of torque from, again, a naturally aspirated four-cylinder, flat four-cylinder. And it got rid of that big gap of like no power in the mid-range. It really did make a difference, and it quite is a nice motor to drive without its very big problems of oil starvation, RTV getting in the oil pickup, and lots of other problems with oil. For me personally, I think the Boxer is the only reason I do not own a GR86. And for many people, it's the same. I think the Boxer is a motor that does not belong in the 86 chassis. That is very controversial for me to say, and a lot of people are going to hate that. But let's get in. But I do think it has its pluses. It's a very low center of gravity. Some maintenance on it is very easy to do. It has a very unique sound. And the power on the FA24 is quite nice from what I've heard anyway. I have yet to drive one though. So this article that I will be referring to is from Forbes. And I will be going through exactly everything I think they got wrong, things that might not be the way it seems. And I do want to say, take this with a grain of salt. This is not confirmed by Toyota by any means, but I do feel it is very strongly implied. And to be honest, what else are they going to do? I don't feel they're going to pull the plug on one of their most successful sports cars on the market right now. But as I read this, I want you to know on why it's so mixed and why a lot of people are right. So we're going to go through this article. I'm going to speak what I think about it. And we're going to be going through some Instagram comments online to see what other people are thinking and if they're right or if they're just plain stupid. So the article I will link down below, I'll be showing pictures here, has a very standout title immediately saying, Next Gen Toyota GR86 to get 300 horsepower plus turbocharged hybrid. Now that last word is the devil for many, many people. Now, I'm immediately going to say I do not believe the new GR86 is going to be 300 horsepower plus, and I'll tell you this right now. The GR Corolla is going to be sharing a motor, supposedly, from this article, the 1.6 liter 3-cylinder turbocharged motor. Now, the GR Corolla has that same motor and it's putting out 300 horsepower, maybe a little bit over that. Sure, it's an all-wheel drive hatch, but they still kind of take up a same market. And I don't believe Toyota is going to have them compete with each other, scavenging sales from each other. They want them to be in different type of markets. So, and also, the GR Corolla is listed to around $39,000 MSRP for the base of the base, and it only goes up with markups and the higher trim packages. The GR86 is listed at about $29,000 MSRP, again, without markups. So a basically $40,000 car to a basically $30,000 car is our differences here. It's a $10,000 cheaper car, and I don't think it's going to be making the same exact power as the GR Corolla for way cheaper. Now, If they add more power, it's going to add to the price, and I'll explain to that in a little bit. So reading on, it just tells us about the start of the car and then the second gen where it went. So now in 2025, we can expect the same again, with sharper edges and a more powerful turbocharged hybrid. And then it goes into how well they're selling and all this stuff like that. And then what the new one is, all that fun stuff. And then right here, third generation GR86, which is expected to debut in late 2025, so 2026 model year, will retain the popular rear-wheel drive layout, but replace the Subaru Boxer engine with what is arguably Toyota's greatest, most successful in motorsport engine in recent history, the rally-honed 1.6-liter 3-cylinder inline turbocharged unit from the multiple World Rally Championship-winning GR Yaris, which was not sold in America. The GR Corolla, however, which uses the same engine and four-wheel drive powertrain, is sold in the U.S. Exactly. So these guys are saying that for the replacement of this Boxer motor, they are going to be going with the inline, the 1.6-liter inline 3 from the GR Yaris and the Corolla. And it also, yes, has been pretty well done up. A lot of people think that this motor is pretty decently new, but it is not. It was made a while ago for the Yaris and competes in WRC quite often. As an avid watcher of WRC, the Yaris does quite fine for itself. It continues, pumping out over 300 horsepower. The new turbocharged engine will also incorporate Toyota's tried and trusted THS2 hybrid system, giving it a viable blend of power and fuel efficiency. But according to Japan's biggest selling car magazine, Best Car, the hybrid system employed will not be the front drive THS version from the Prius, but rather the rear drive parallel hybrid system from the Land Cruiser 250 and the Lexus GX. Hell yeah! Now this is a big deal. Now that is awesome to hear. Now, EV, electricity. This is the biggest boogeyman. This is the biggest devil for car enthusiasts of the modern age, and it is for me too. Obviously, I'm into gas-powered vehicles all day long, all the time. I think EVs are very soulless, very boring, very soul-crushing, and not much to go off of. But blending the two technologies together, I think, is a great thing for performance, soul, fun, and all those type of things. For example, in IMSA, the GTP cars, the hybrid cars, are hybrid cars as well. They use gas-powered big old V8s or twin-turbo V6s and electric engines. And those things are super fun, super fast, really good race cars. Same here with the Corvette C8 E-Ray, for example, is an amazing car and does performance very, very well. Now, the biggest elephant in the room is weight and price. So again, we have to think of the pillars here. And this is where where things get muddy and things get complicated. Because I've been wanting a turbocharged 86 for a very long time. Just give us a little bit more power. The 230 horsepower Boxer was a great start. I think that's a healthy power number, but I just do not like the Boxer, and I don't trust Boxers very much. Sorry. It's not my car, though, so. I feel the inline 3 turbocharged motor is a great way to go, but will this hybrid power add too much weight, Will it cost way too much? That's what we're going to have to find out. Now, thankfully, again, with the batteries, they'll sit pretty low. The electric engines will be pretty low, so hopefully the center of gravity isn't too high. Some people are worried about the center of gravity being way higher, which it will be in a way because the inline 3 sits a little bit higher than a Boxer does, but add a little bit more low. There's a lot more weight down low, so I don't think it'll be that much of a big deal. But is it going to add too much weight? What can technology do? Technology can mask a lot of stuff. It can make a car feel more lively by adding power to the electric wheels, to the electric motors. It can make it feel more responsive, but you can't get around physics if it's too heavy, it's too heavy. The tires are going to start glazing over. They're going to get overheated. They're going to get overworked. Your car's going to start understeering over a time when either the electric motors start overheating or the tires do. There's no getting around physics, no matter how good technology is. So if they can make the electric motor light enough, it's going to be okay. But if it's way too heavy and it's going to cross 3,300 pounds, 3,100 pounds, it might just be too heavy. The modern GR86 right now weighs 2,800 pounds, and when it crosses that 3,000 pound barrier, people are going to be upset. Now, of course, I think it's going to with hybrid. If they could stay at 3,000, really close to that, I think it'll be okay. But time will have to tell. And lastly, how expensive is that going to be? Hybrid power is not a cheap thing to put into a vehicle, especially a performance style hybrid power. You know, how expensive is it going to get? Again, the pillars of the 86, yet again, is fun, lightweight, and cheap. And they might be getting rid of the lightweight with the hybrid. We don't know. It will still be fun, no doubt. But is it going to be cheap? It won't be a sub $30,000 car now. It barely is now. It might be shooting more towards the Type R prices, high 30s, mid to high 30s, over 40,000 with dealer markups, and that's a sad death to a reliable, fun, cheap sports car. So that'll be really sad. But we'll just have to find out. Only time will tell, sadly. And I do lastly want to mention this, the last part of this article, being, as far as design goes, we expect the new coupe to retain similar proportions to the current GR86, but employ new, sharper, more aggressive lines inspired by cars including the Toyota GR GT3 concept car from the 2022 Tokyo Auto Salon. So, that's interesting. Of course, concepts can get kind of crazy. I think that's a little nuts. I think the GR GT3 concept is a little out there, but I think it's kind of neat. It's pretty cool, not gonna lie. I think if they could blend some of that with the current GR86, it could be kind of nice. Like if they can kind of do that with the new one, connect those rear tails together, that could look pretty sick. I think personally, it might look a little bit more like the Super GT, the GT300 GR86. Obviously not so aggressive, but I do think that's probably more like it. Way wider fenders, maybe longer hood, lower roof line. Just keep the center of gravity lower. So that's my thoughts. I'm a fan. I'm excited to see, but I'm also very nervous and skeptical. Is the hybrid going to ruin it by making it too heavy? Or is it going to make it enhance the experience? Is it going to be a reliable motor that doesn't catch fire like the GR Corollas? And what is the price going to look like? But overall, I think going turbo is something a lot of people wanted for a long time. I think going away from the Boxer is going to be fantastic. And I'm excited to see what the changes on the outside is going to look like. I am a big fan of the way the second gen GR looks right now. I'm very excited to see what the new one's going to be. And also, is the Super BRZ going to continue making the Boxers? If that's the case, that might be a huge safe haven for the Boxer fans. You can go buy a BRZ, and the other people can buy a Toyota. So it's a very interesting idea. So let's get into comments. So we're going to get into some comments here. See who's smart and who's dumb. I'm going to blur out the people's names, their usernames, the post. So basically it's going to look really crazy. First thing, the very first comment we got here is LOL. The same engine that's catching on fire that they're telling people not to drive over 85 miles per hour in the Yaris. And the Corolla. But yeah, there's nothing really to defend there. That is pathetic. Toyota needs to stop that. That is absolutely outrageous and needs to be solved. Absolutely outrageous. Now, by the model year 2026, let's hope they can iron those kinks out. That's the only thing I could say is let's hope. Toyota, as of the last good many years now, have been absolutely fantastic. This is truly sad to see. The Yaris is catching on fire and the engine's blowing up on the New GRs, well, that's a Subaru motor. So it's like Toyota seems to be struggling with their warranties. That's for sure. So let's hope that can get fixed. I do have a lot of hope in Toyota as of recent. They've been doing some really cool stuff. So let's just kind of cross our fingers with that. That's all I can say. Stay informed. So far, that wasn't a dumb comment. That was a pretty good one. Second one. Insanely massive L. This car is amazing in A. And the added weight of a hybrid system goes against literally everything this car is designed after. Now, I will agree with you. He's a little upset coming in, swinging pretty hard. But no, I could agree. That's, again, what I was saying, right? The added weight of a hybrid system could go completely crazy, and it could completely change the way this car drives and take away some of its purity and its fun. And that's why Toyota hasn't done crazy stuff with it. That's why it's kept it low horsepower. It's super lightweight, was to keep it pure. So their main reason they said they don't want to turbocharge it for many years. But now that the Subaru Boxer's going away, they need to put a motor in it. So let's give people what they want and give them a turbocharged one. And we've been working on a hybrid motor in Rally for years and years and years. Let's just put that in there. So I think I have hope. I'm trying to have hope anyway. I'm trying. Maybe they can pull something off. GR has been doing some crazy stuff. Maybe they can make it lightweight enough where it just adds fuel economy and a little bit more power, just a tad. And it'll keep it lightweight enough. And I'm also not too worried about the weight distribution. Toyota's smart enough to know that a big reason this thing sells so well is its weight distribution. It's pretty close to 50-50, if it's not at 50-50. So I'm pretty sure they're going to keep that as close as they can to 50-50. I'm more worried about the weight. Next up, we have... So these first two guys, they were not idiots. Smart things to say. Come off a little strong, but yeah, no, smart. This guy, though, these next two guys I can't really say are the smart ones. Put a turbo in the Boxer engine, ... or give it a 2JZ? Okay, and the next comment, same vein. Just put a turbo on the 2.4-liter Boxer engine, LMAO. Or LMAO, sorry. Okay, guys, put the turbo on the Boxer engine. No. First of all, many reasons why no. One, the engine is going away. Subaru is no longer supporting Toyota to give them those engines anymore. So, no, they're not going to add a turbocharger. Two, the engine already has oil starvation issues. Why would we add a turbo? That is a terrible idea. And the guy that said, give it a 2J, dude, it's 2024. Those have not been around for a very long time. So, that's just stupid. One dude. Next guy. I want this guy to be my friend. I want to meet him. Honestly, I think this is a dub. I have so many friends with GR86s, FRSs, SBRZs, and they've all experienced serious issues related to the engines in a short span. I don't think putting a turbo on an engine that is known for not being able to handle boost very well is a good idea. If they manage to keep the weight distribution the same and keep the weight down, I don't see why it would be a bad option. Thank you, brother or sister or anything in between. Yes, thank you. Exactly my thoughts. I have nothing else to add. That's exactly my thoughts. Thank you, man. By the way, that comment has 4 likes. So that's a bummer. Here's one guy. So heavier, higher center of gravity, and more expensive. Doesn't seem like we'll get a manual hybrid either. Doesn't sound like an 86 after all. At all. Sorry. Okay, so heavier. Yep, we've discussed this. How much heavier, we don't know. It's worrisome. Higher center of gravity. Sure, I don't know. We don't know that. The design of the car looks like it's going to have a lower roof line. And the engine is slightly higher. It's an inline 3. It's not like it's a V8 or like a big Cummins motor or something like that. It's not going to be that high. And hybrid batteries and hybrid power is down low, like the lowest you can go. So sure, I guess, but not really. And it doesn't seem like we're going to get a manual. I don't know where you read that at. I think you're wrong. yeah, if they got rid of manual, this is the death of the 86 for sure. So if you know some information, I don't know, let me know. Okay, it's a little bit different of a time. My camera died. Good timing. So we got 4 more comments and we are done. So, whoop whoop, y'all asked for it and none of us are going to be able to buy it. 60 to 80K, let's go. Yeah, I can agree. It's going to be more money. That's for sure. It's a big bummer. But 60 to 80K, yeah, I doubt it. Now, the very, very first time it comes out, markup, it's probably going to be 60K. Yeah, probably. But again, I'm thinking more or less, it's probably going to be more Type R price, sadly. Like, that, it's not horrible, but that's sad. You know what I mean? Like, and 300 horsepower-ish, if they're right, maybe a little lower. It's around, like, Type R, numbers, and, it's not going to go higher than that, because then it can't compete with the Supra, you know what I mean? Stuff like that. So, I don't know. 60K, no. But more expensive, yeah. So, that's a bummer. Here's another one. Just put a turbo in the Boxer engine. Just do that. All caps. That's 500 likes. Again, like I said a million times, you can't do that. The Boxer is going bye-bye. Bye-bye. It's going bye-bye. You can't do that. Whatever. People are forgetting, like, the reason this is happening is because we won't have the Boxer anymore. Subaru is not supplying it to us. Next up. That's sad. I'm going to miss the Boxer. Looks like a frowny face. Almost has 50 likes. And I see a lot of those comments. It's hilarious how most people clown on the Boxer, like, the entire time. Like, it's just clowned on all the time, having the Boxer in the Toyota. It's a Subaru and a Toyota. It's a Subaru and a Toyota. It's terrible. It's bad. I agree. I don't like it. But then they say, hey, we're getting rid of it. We're putting a turbocharged motor in it. And then everyone's like, oh, I like the Boxer. It's like, come on, guys. And then last comment of the day before my brain explodes. Going to ruin a classic with that, like, pouty face. Where's the F go back button? He censored his own word, and he didn't say, like, effing. He just said F, so it doesn't even work. Oh, I get it. It's a meme. Okay, ha 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 ha. Where's the go back button? I don't know. I feel like this is a decent upgrade. Like, whatever. So that's people's reactions. Some people are smart. Some people are being a little over dramatic. And some people are just plain stupid. But that's the internet. That's the internet. And I'm one of those plain stupid ones, right? I hope not, but I may be. I might have said something here that makes a lot of people mad, especially that I don't like Boxers, but it is what it is. So, first of all, I thank the owner for letting me sit next to this and kind of roast it, but not really. I'm actually hoping to get a POV video of it soon. With the mics. Ooh. See how that sounds. This is an insanely loud car. So we'll see if it comes out at all. But no, they're fun to drive. I just don't like the Boxers. Again, if it wasn't a Boxer in the GR86, I would probably have bought one. I would be in severe debt, but I would have done it. But it's not. So I'm kind of excited about the inline 3 turbo. I'm anxious. I'm nervous, but it's an excited feeling at the same time. So I want to hear what you guys think. Be nice in the comment section, okay? I probably got a little bit of stuff wrong here, and my main source was Forbes. So go yell at them if that article is completely wrong. But with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. Let's have a conversation down below. I'm curious what you guys think about the 1.6 3-cylinder turbo coming to the 86 and it possibly being a hybrid. Are you happy about being a hybrid and not a full EV? Like, let's at least agree on that. It's not a full electric car. It's going to be a manual, hopefully, except that one guy that says it's not going to be. He has some real good insider info that no one else has, apparently. So, with that being said, hope you guys enjoyed. I will see you guys in the next video. It'll probably be working on the Fiesta video. I'm stockpiling on a lot of parts right now. That Miata is going to be nice. So, with that being said, I'll see you guys later. Peace out.